I mean, we are living in a world that's constantly evolving. We are seeing a marketplace that always asking what next. So no matter how good a celebrity, no matter how beautiful or disruptive a trend is, after some time people are going to forget it and begin to look for more. So there's always the what next that we want to see. And many times organizations and visionary individuals are competing at that level to be able to control the narrative and be at the top of what people are thinking per time. As good as it is for organizations, I want to have this conversation at an organizational level. So I'm very happy that with Israel took us there. I'll just Okay, so many times we're asking what is next, but I think a bolder question to ask is who is next? Because what is next can crumble in the hand of the person who is not prepared for what next. So we have to zoom in our capacity building projects and initiatives to be able to build people till they have the stature to see what is coming. And many times what organizations focus on is content, courses, learning like this, and mentorship. The issue with mentorship is that you are being trained with another person's experience. So you learn at the rate of another person's experience and nothing more. So I cannot teach you beyond what I know and what I've experienced. And of course, there's a place for mentorship, and absolutely it's a beautiful method for knowledge transfer, but it cannot be the only method that we integrate in our culture. Another thing they do is, like we said, get content, L&D, create courses, read books, and those are beautiful strategies. But many times the way that is used to build people for roles. So we're building you as a CEO. This is the path we want you to follow. The issue with that is that roles, what's the word now? Get fire. Based on what coming next. So if we're only building people to perform well at their roles and building people based on mentorship, we're already creating people who are limited to see what the future. So what we must do is to be able to create people for evolving realities, not just roles. And that's why coaching comes in very important. But then I think we do not really sit into the idea of coaching because of the definition we have and the approach we have to what's coming next. So many times when people say what is coming next, they're talking about future proofing. And when they're talking about future proofing, they're telling you to prepare for the future that is coming. And that future that is coming is something another person is architecting. So they don't teach you to be the creator of what is coming. They teach you to be the consumer of what is coming. Do you get that? Yeah. So we're going to shift the conversation to say, I'm not only consuming the culture that somebody in America is architecting, I choose to be a creator and a distributor of new disruptions. I'll say that again. So I'm not just going to be a consumer of culture that my counterpart somewhere in India or in China is devoting themselves to architect. I choose to be a creator and a distributor of new disruptions. So I'd like us to say that before I proceed. I choose to be a creator and distributor of new disruptions. The thing is, when many times people don't see themselves like this because they are thinking, what do I have to do with AI? I cannot go and build my own ChatGPT, or I cannot go and build something that I can compete at that level. So let's just respond to what is coming to us from the people creating these things. But then it's because we have a limited definition of what innovation is. Yeah. You can innovate an idea. So there's such a thing like an ideological innovator. And what that means is that you are bringing a superior definition to what we already know and giving us a new perspective through your idea and then creating a movement that can work. You see that? But many times we feel incapacitated because of definition around AI. So someone like Mr. Jonathan, who is trying to be awakening a people to a reading culture, what he can do is to distill that vision into a tagline, say that, and create a movement. And we're seeing the impact many times in the negative. So I think it was I can't remember what year, when Spoon has come. Went viral. You remember? 2021. I have somebody who is presently still struggling to complete the university because he truly believes that school is scam. Truly believes, he did not write his exams. Truly believes that school is scam. And they're trying to get all the teenage, I don't think he's a teenager anymore, but all the, I'll tell you, adolescent. All the young adult mechanism of coaching and mentorship. And why? It's just because of an ideology that someone turned into a movement and pushed into the system. So instead of us letting that the negative things have a ripple effect, we need to do it on the positive. So every visionary individual, every organization that is looking at not just responding to a future, but also creating a disruption, needs to pay the price of clarifying the vision that they have and then distilling the idea into what can fly as a movement. And then when you do that, it's not a coaching session, so I'll just move on. Be able to do that. Find a way to do that. If you need help, get a coach. Right? But I'm getting to the point where we now need to embrace coach-specific training. So, for instance, my brother was talking about knowledge transfer, things that. But one of the things that is going into our educational culture is coaching. So leaders have to be trained with coaching skills. Your fellow employees need to be trained with coaching skills. That way, we are building the future not just at the rate of energy events, not at the rate of limited experience by mentorship, but at the rate of each conversation that we have. Because I have built coaching skills, I'm able to change a conversation into a vehicle that leads us to the next. So I'll just give us a coaching model that is very simple that I think everybody should master if you are in a leadership position or you're just looking at building what is to come. It's called a GROW model. Very simple. GROW. G is for goal. And of course, a goal comes from the vision. So you have paid that price, like I said, to be able to distill your vision and make it smart. We know what smart goals are, yeah? Yeah. It's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant, and of course, it's time bound. You have that goal. The next thing in our model, we're working the GROW model. The R is reality. So you're saying this is where we want to be, but then where are we now? So if you don't have that, can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me? Yes. Okay, let's just proceed. Sorry about that. So you have clarified what goal is. Next thing you want to do is also clarify reality. And at this point, you don't want to lean into motivation. Right? You don't want to motivate yourself to say that you are where you are not. Because if that gap analysis is not accurate, the whole model is going to be destroyed, right? So you want to be honest about where you are. There are many people who do this and they write what they hope, where they hope they are, not where they really are. So you need to be vulnerable with yourself to know exactly where you are. So you iterate or itemize what reality is like. Then you all in the role model in your options. You now begin to navigate what options are feasible, what options are capable of taking you from the reality that you have left to the goals that you have itemized. Right? Are we together? Yes. That's G for goals, R for reality, O for options. There are many roles that can lead to roles, right? So you want to really write all of them down. But then, pro coaching, expert coaching teaches you that of all those options, you want to be able to ask yourself, what is the one road that can lead me here? Or what's the one road that I can take that I want you to consider any other options at any other time? So while all road leads to Rome, you want to be able to clarify a road that takes you there without you ever having to branch or ask questions for direction again. And then, of course, the W says the way forward, which I already speaking about. So you have your goals, you have the reality, you have options, and then you have the way forward. This is where you are distilling that gap into a physical execution system. Thank you. So what you're doing now is saying, how exactly do I move from my reality to my goal? What is the way forward? What execution system can I adopt? What new ways of thinking What new ways of, what new habits, what new strategies, what new things can I adopt into my environment and also here? So if visionary individuals are to follow this model and leaders are to coach people to follow this model, we will be building people with the stature enough to be able to pivot into what is coming. And what is coming is not just what another person is creating, but they are bold enough to be able to put their own ideas to motion and to be to structure. Thank you very much.